Queen sat at her desk, staring out the window at the beautiful vast gardens of the royal castle. She had ruled over her kingdom for many years, but there was always one thing that weighed heavily on her mind. Her long-lost niece, the princess who had been separated from the royal family at a young age and had never been found. Just when the Queen had given up hope of ever seeing her niece again, the door to her office burst open and a guard rushed in, panting heavily.
Your Majesty, we've found her. We finally found the princess.
The Queen's heart skipped a beat as she stood up, her eyes wide with excitement.
Where is she?
She's attending school in a neighboring kingdom. We have the location and the plan to retrieve her at once.
The Queen's mind was racing as she considered the news. She had never given up hope of finding her niece, but she'd never expected the search would finally be over.
We cannot waste a moment. Gather a group of guards and make the necessary arrangements. Leave immediately.
The guard nodded and rushed off to do as he was told, and the Queen couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation as she prepared to go and retrieve her long-lost niece, the princess who would finally take her rightful place in the royal family. It was a bright and sunny day, and I was sitting in history class trying my best to pay attention to the monotonous drone of my teacher's voice. Suddenly, the door to the classroom burst open, and a group of stern-looking men in elaborate uniforms marched in.
Is there a peach in this room?
My heart skipped a beat as all eyes turned to me. Yeah, that's me.
You are hereby summoned by Her Majesty the Queen. Please, gather your belongings and come with us at once.
I could hear the whispers and gasps of all my classmates as I left, and I knew this was not a normal occurrence. We made our way through the school, and I couldn't help but wonder what was going on. Why had the Queen summoned me? And how did she even know about my existence? The guards ushered me out of the school, and I jumped in the car, ready for the adventure that lay ahead. It wasn't until we arrived at the royal castle that I began to piece everything together. As it turns out, I was the long-lost niece of the Queen, a princess who had been separated from my family at a young age and had been living out a normal life, completely unaware of my royal heritage. As the Queen approached, I could feel myself growing even more nervous. She looked as extraordinary as I'd imagined.
My dear, I am your aunt, the Queen of this kingdom. I've been searching for you for so long, and I'm overjoyed to finally have found you.
I don't understand. I'm just a normal girl. How can I be a princess? The Queen smiled and took my hands in hers.
You are much more than a normal girl, my dear. You're a princess, a member of the royal family, and this is your home where you belong.
I could feel my eyes welling up with tears as I began to realise the truth. I was a princess.
How about we give you the full princess treatment? Tonight, we shall host a ball. You are home now.
I had always been a normal girl, but now that I was a princess, I had to get used to a new way of life. After meeting with the Queen, I was given a crash course in royal etiquette and protocol, and it was a lot to take in. One of the first duties I had to perform was meet with the Royal Council. They were an intimidating group of advisors who were responsible for running the kingdom. I was so nervous as I entered the council chambers. But as it turned out, the council members were actually quite kind and welcoming, and they were eager to get to know everything about me, their newly discovered princess. They asked about my life before I became a princess, my interests, my hobbies, and I found myself opening up to them in a way that I never really could have expected. I had always enjoyed cooking and trying new foods, so when I found out that the royal castle had its own personal chef, I was thrilled. The chef, a cheerful man named Henry, was more than happy to show me around the kitchen and let me sample some of his latest creations.
Welcome, Your Highness! I hope you're hungry, because I have a feast fit for a princess waiting for you.
My eyes lit up as Henry presented me with a beautiful spread of dishes that included everything from succulent roast beef to delicate pastries. I couldn't believe my luck as I sat down at the kitchen and began to eat. This is amazing, Henry. I've never tasted anything like it before.
I'm glad you like it, Your Highness. Is there anything else I can get for you? Some roast beef, perhaps? Maybe a slice of my famous cherry pie?
I couldn't resist the temptation for Henry's cherry pie, so I happily accepted a slice. As I ate, me and Henry continued chatting about food and cooking, and I found that I'd made a real connection with the kind-hearted chef. I knew that I would definitely be back in the kitchen with Henry, and I left the castle feeling full and happy, grateful for the new friendship I had made. I was then whisked away to a luxurious suite where a team of stylists and assistants were waiting for me, ready to give me a royal makeover. One of the lovely assistants introduced herself as Clara.
I'll be helping you get ready for the ball this evening. First things first, let's get your hair and makeup done.
I sat down in front of her and she and the other assistants went to work on my hair. They styled it into an elegant updo, followed by a light touch of makeup.
There, now for the dress. We've got a range of options for you, Your Highness. Let's find your perfect fit.
I tried on multiple princess dresses and I got to pick which one to keep. It really was a dream come true. And that's when I found it. My dream dress!
You look absolutely stunning, Your Highness. I'm sure you'll be the belle of the ball.
I couldn't wait to see the look on my friends' faces when they saw me all dressed up like a princess. I knew that they would be shocked and amazed, and I couldn't wait to share this special moment with them. Despite the excitement of it all, I couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness as I thought about my normal life and friends from school. I'd always been just a regular girl, and I wasn't sure if I was ready for this sudden change. That was until the Queen entered my room. Your Majesty, I'm not sure if I'm ready for all of this. I've never been a princess before, and I don't know if I'm cut out for it.
I understand how you feel, my dear. It can be overwhelming to suddenly find out that you're a princess, especially when you've been living a normal life. But I can assure you that you are more than ready for this. You have the strength and the grace to be a true princess, and I have no doubt that you'll excel in your new role.
I looked into the Queen's eyes and saw the sincerity and love there, and I felt a warmth and comfort wash over me. I knew that the Queen was right and that she would be there to give me the support and guidance I needed to navigate this new life. Thank you, Your Majesty. I will do my best to be the princess that this kingdom needs.
I have no doubt that you will, my dear. Now, let's get ready for the ball. It's time to show the world what a true princess is made of.
Before I had too much time to think, I was being ushered down to the ballroom where a grand celebration was underway in my honour. As I went down the staircase, I caught sight of a handsome prince from a neighbouring kingdom, and I couldn't help but feel a flutter in my heart. The rest of the evening was a blur of dancing and music, and I found myself swept up in the glamour and romance of it all. But as the night drew to a close, I knew that I couldn't forget about my normal friends and the life that I had left behind. Your Majesty, may I have a word with you, please?
Of course, my dear. What is it that you wish to discuss?
I was wondering if I could invite my friends from school to come over and visit me in the castle. I know it's not usual for a princess, but they have been with me through everything, and I don't want to lose them just because of my new position.
I understand your concerns, Peach, but I see no reason why you cannot have your friends visit you at the castle. In fact, I think it would be a wonderful opportunity for them to see the life of a princess up close and to understand that even though you are now a royal, you are still the same kind and compassionate person that you always were.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send some guards to fetch them and bring them here for the party. I can't wait for them to see the castle.
I think that's a wonderful idea, Peach. I'll have the staff prepare and make sure that everything is ready for your friend's arrival. It will be a celebration to remember.
I couldn't wait for my friends to arrive and see the royal castle for themselves. I knew that it would be a party that they would never forget, and I was grateful for the Queen for allowing me to share my new life with the people I cared most about. And as we all gathered around the grand ballroom, I knew that I had found a balance between my royal duties and my normal life, and that I was exactly where I belonged.